Once, in a remote village surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, despair reigned supreme. The people were weighed down by years of suffering. Violence was a daily reality, injustice and inequality split the community. Poverty, hunger, and fear overshadowed every household. But amidst this darkness, a spark flickered, tiny yet unyielding. It wasn't in one person or one event, but in the collective yearning of the people to rise above their circumstances. This is the story of how a small village forgotten by the world became a beacon of hope, justice, and humanity. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, a stranger arrived in the village. Dressed simply and carrying nothing but a lantern, his presence stirred curiosity. The villagers gathered cautiously, their mistrust apparent. The stranger introduced himself as Harun, a wanderer who had seen both the heights of prosperity and the depths of despair. "I bring no riches, no weapons, and no miracles," Harun said. "But I bring stories of hope, courage, and humanity." Around a crackling fire, Harun began his first tale. He spoke of a young girl from a distant land who defied all odds to bring water to her drought-stricken village. She was mocked and discouraged, but she persisted. Her courage lit a flame in her village, inspiring others to act. The villagers listened intently. For the first time in years, they felt a flicker of something they had forgotten: courage. Harun's words planted the seeds of belief that their village too could change. Inspired by Harun, the village elders decided to tackle the most pressing issue: injustice. A council was formed where everyone, regardless of age, gender, or wealth, could voice their concerns. For the first time, decisions were made collectively, and the village began to heal its divisions. Harun emphasized the importance of knowledge. "Ignorance fuels inequality," he said. With his guidance, the villagers built a small school. Those who could read and write taught others. Within months, children and adults alike were learning together, their minds ignited with new possibilities. The school became more than just a place of learning, it was a symbol of the village's determination to rise above its past. The villagers, once resigned to poor harvests, began experimenting with new farming techniques taught by Harun. They dug deeper wells, planted diverse crops, and shared resources. Within a year, the fields were lush, and hunger was no longer a daily struggle. From the flames of courage emerged new leaders. A young woman named Amina championed women's rights, ensuring that every girl had access to education. An elderly man, Yasin, became the voice of peace, mediating disputes with wisdom and compassion. These leaders embodied the greatness that the village had longed for. Their selflessness and vision inspired others to contribute in their unique ways. The village established a system of accountability. Those who abused power or exploited others were held responsible. Harun taught them that justice wasn't about punishment alone, but about restoring balance. Gradually, the clouds of violence and inequality lifted. One morning, Harun announced it was time for him to leave. "You no longer need me," he said. "The flame of courage, justice, and humanity burns brightly within you." The villagers, though saddened, knew he was right. As he walked away, they realized they had become a community bound by shared values and dreams. Years later, the village stands as a shining example of what humanity can achieve when it chooses hope over despair, action over resignation, and unity over division. Travelers from far and wide visit to witness the transformation. The villagers share their story, passing on the flame that Harun once lit.